Hello, guys, and welcome home. I'm trying something new for the audio, so hopefully it'll be better. But we are like almost done. We're almost done our 13 days. So bittersweet, but at the same time, all good things come to an end, and the finale, if you will, is she's pretty fun. It went through some things, but she's pretty fun, right? But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Today we are here for Ray Ann's costume. Making a costume for my sister was very fun, but also very nerve wracking because, like, what if she hated it? So I told her, I was like, even if you hate it, just wait for the video so I'll get content. But on the inside, I said that, but I actually was lying because I was not going to be okay if she didn't like it. So whether it worked out or not, you're going to find out, right? But the point of this video is to kind of go through where my inspiration was, how I made it, and just, exactly like how it turned out at the end, what she thought of it, seeing it on her, that type of thing. So I will say this is going to be kind of a different format than maybe you're used to seeing or I've done before on my channel in terms of how I go about showing like my actual sewing construction and pattern drafting and all that. At the moment, my phone, I'm trying so hard to clear out space. I don't know what to do, but I'm at a point where it's only letting me record like 7 minutes at a time. And this was during the time that I was filming. Like it has not gotten any better that I'm sitting down to film the actual intro. So, yeah, so I had to do things a little bit differently, but I did the best I could. I'm still trying to make it visually interesting for you guys. So let me know what you think. If you have any tips or tricks or how the hell I could clear space on my phone, that'd be wonderful. I'm looking into getting a camera, but they're kind of expensive, so I'm gonna be waiting till like Boxing Day, Black Friday, is that what it's called? Like around Christmas time when the sales are big, and I'm ready to fight for that camera. I am. And also recommendations because I have no idea what type of camera to get. There's honestly so many, and I'm struggling. So, well, okay. So, yes, spiel aside, inspiration for my costume. So I made a costume for myself. The theme for both of ours is like Wild West, like Old West type of vibe. I didn't want hers to be the same as mine. So right off the jump, I knew I was going to do like a skirt for hers. Um, yeah, but I was like a skirt, and mind you, we have the same top. So the top also played a big role in me like trying to figure out what exactly I was going to do because it was just one less thing to worry about if the top was kind of already made because we did get it at a store. You're gonna figure out later. But I was like saloon girl, like let's do one of those. Like I liked the vibe, it fit with the top, so I felt like let's do this. So that's my inspiration. I was kind of like Megan Fox. I loved like the different volumes or like volumes length. So I wanted to do like something shorter with like a longer train. So I was thinking like a bustle, but Rand did not like the pictures of the bustles when I showed her them. So I kind of had to get creative and kind of do something similar, but not quite like that. So again, we're gonna see that later, but that's just kind of what I was thinking when I was trying to put it together. And then also like for colors, all she said was just like no like bright colors basically. So just trying to think of that because the color for the top that we bought is not bright, but it's also like I don't think black would have looked the nicest, maybe in my opinion. I don't think it would have. If you want to put it with black jeans, that's one thing, but this was supposed to be like a costume, a skirt. We're supposed to be looking Wild West. So for me, color scheme was also playing a role in the fabrics that I bought. So that also like kind of helped me figure out how I was gonna like actually design it because when I was trying to find colors, I ended up finding a fabric that had a very nice pattern on it, and that's kind of where it all came together. It was like a really nice striped pattern. So I'm just gonna show you some more example like photos of the vibe that I was going for. Yeah. So all that aside, let's get into actually like constructing it. So the first thing I did obviously was go to the fabric store. I went off to the fabric store and yeah. So for the skirt, it's two parts, the actual like I guess bottom half and then the yoke. right? Okay, so this is my skirt block I made for Rayanne. It's supposed to be a mini skirt, y'all, so don't worry. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead, add our yoke, add our flare. Let's get to it. I drew in my yoke, like the length that I wanted it to be. I think I did like, I'll show you the example picture of what I was trying to like copy, right? So I did mine 5 inches down and like 2 inches on the side there, right? So as you can see on the front and the back, that's me just drawing out the yoke on it. Then I separated the yoke, so I'm going to show you what I did to finish the yoke later on. But I separated the yoke, and then those are the lines, as you can see them, there's like 6. That is what I'm going to use to like add the flare, just so it has like more movement and it's not just like straight down for the skirt. So I drew my lines on front and the back, and then I cut them and spread them. As you can see, I did 2 inches in between each of like the pieces there. And then I fixed the hemline, so straightened out the curve there. And then as you can see at the end, I just added like 1 inch there just to kind of like smooth it out, even it out. And also, you know, I don't really know how to describe it, but it's basically more so just to help smooth it out, adding that extra 1 inch. And notice how it's not its own panel, it comes out from the hip, right? So it's more so just to help keep everything smooth and not looking like too like janky or anything, right? And then I added seam allowance, as you can see in those photos. So this is the finished pattern pieces. And also ignore, you're gonna see a lot of shots of my floor and they're gonna be looking some type of way. Y'all, working on the floor is not easy. And like I said, there's just so much stuff for fashion. So I just like, I try to keep it organized as I go, but it never works. And like, as I said, I'm still trying to get my room together from moving. So a lot of excuses, but please just don't judge. Like, please. Sorry, finished pattern pieces. And then the next picture is the actual like fabric cutout and everything on there. Let's just little close-ups, you can get a better idea of what the fabric was actually like. So for the actual yoke, as you can see there on that photo, that's what I just drew it on the actual skirt block and then just separated the 2 pieces. And then I used the front yoke to just kind of help me smooth out the line on the back yoke so that they look similar. And then yeah, once I got both of the pieces, that is them detached from the rest of the skirt with the darts still, and I just closed the darts. And then that's the finished pattern pieces. And then this is them with their fabric. And again, just a little close up on the fabric there. Now for the bustle, as I showed before, like this is what mine looks like, finished product, right? So mine just didn't have that extra volume, and I think I gathered it differently in a way that I was hoping Rayanne would like better. Because she's not a fan of the example picture I showed her. So for the bustle, I made a belt. Literally, when I had it's just a square, like that's kind of it, just a square piece that I cut to be the measure of her waist plus a little extra so I could tie it. That's me just kind of cut it out, smoothing it out, and then that's the I'm drawing a blank. That's the pattern piece with the actual fabric, and then a close-up of the fabric so you can see it. I went with snakeskin because I feel like snakes, like desert. I was so worried it wasn't gonna look like the Western vibe, so I was just trying to think of any like little hints and things like the stripes in the other fabric or the snake print in this that could just give you the visual clues that, oh, that's what it's supposed to be. And just to finish off the belt, I just added a fringe just so the edges weren't raw, and I just had pink elsewhere on the costume, so I thought it would be a nice way to like tie it in. So once I got the belt, I went and I had to use up my office chair, and I just tied it in the front and then pinned the fabric that I was using for the bustle, as you can see there, like how I wanted it to be. And this is just a close-up on the fabric that I used to make it. So I just pinned it, and then I just started picking up pieces, and that's what I ended up with. And then I just removed one pin, hand sewed it, removed the next pin, hand sewed it, took a step back. Is it looking fine? Do I need to undo that? And I just kept going. I am very happy with how it turned out in the end. So for the top, this is the top, right? So like I said, we got matching tops at Dynamite. Honestly, do you know how many times my older sister has had matching tops with my younger sister and they always act like it's an accident? So this was our first chance to have matching tops and I've never been so excited. The top, all I did was take fringe. I made the fringe. I literally just got a strip. I added pink just because I didn't want it to be brown, brown, brown. I wanted a pop of something and I felt like this would have been a nice addition that didn't clash. So say this is my strip of fabric. All I did, folded it in half, right? Cut, you see, but a bit nicer. And there, like, that's fringe. See, that's all I did. And then I didn't want to wreck her top because it is kind of like silky. So even though I could have just done a light stitching and taken it out after, I didn't want to risk it. So I just taped it. I just taped it on in and it worked. Okay, so the back, as you can see, is very, like, it's much too big. I literally made a whole skirt block of her measurements. I think I messed it up when I was gathering. I don't even know. But I'm trying to drape, like I showed in my example photo. Turn a little bit. Looks like this for right now. I think I just need to spread it out a little more. And then this is the belt. It's not fully attached, so I think that's also playing a role in like why it's kind of sagging. So I'm gonna repin it, but so far I think it is kind of coming together for the most part. So then after that, we did a first fitting, and as you saw, it didn't I think with the gathering, I don't know what I was doing when I was gathering that. I really don't know. But the point is, it didn't fit. So all I did was just remove from the back seam. I just cut it because it was so much easier, right, than trying to go in at the side. So I just took off extra chunks from the back. Yeah, and then once that was fixed, that was literally it because we already knew the top fit, right? And the bustle, like, that was just me having to gather it. So then I just went and did the seams, the hem. There we go, the hem on the bottom, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And then for the hat was kind of last minute because Rianne told me, she's like, girl, like, I don't want to like do like a lot of makeup or my hair. So I knew, like, you know, we got to think of something out here. So I had already bought this hat previously, as you have seen. I've been acting a fool with that hat, but it's also like kind of ugly. So it's from the dollar store. So I was like, we got to do something here. Like I can't. I'm not doing all this for the costume just for the hat to ruin the whole fucking thing. So this is what it looked like before. And again, mind your business on that background, okay? Mind your business. But this is what it ended up looking like there. And it's like a 360 video. But all I did was, once again, I just got a strip of fabric, fold it in half, cut it to fit, and then sewed the inside. So it would be like a nice complete circle, fit it on top. And then I got some of the matching fabric, the same stripe fabric that was on the skirt, and I just kind of put it around to kind of cover the face a bit. And I just hand sewed it in. So that was the costume. And this is the final look. Okay, so what do you think of the costume, Rianne?
I like it. I was definitely surprised. Yeah, I definitely didn't know what to expect, but I do really like, especially the color scheme. The different patterns, the different textures. I feel like it all plays out really nicely.
Good. Because I literally told her, I was like, yeah, we can go get the fabric. And then I just showed up at her house and I was like, yeah, so I got it without you. But honestly. And then, like, how were you feeling after we did the first, like, fitting for the costume? Because a lot of stuff didn't go right.
I was not sure how it was going to turn out at first.
Mm-hmm.
But I like where it ended. So that's all that matters.
So, as you can see, it was not a complete disaster. I had a crisis every 5 seconds with that costume because, like, for me, just when it's separate, I couldn't see the vision, but I was just like trusting that when I put it all together and she put everything on together, it was gonna come together. I was hoping. So to know that one, she actually liked it, and that two, it actually ended up looking like she was like from the Wild West. I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier. To me, the bustle got me the most because, as you saw in the alterations, like how I was sectioning it before, right, versus how it actually ended up, right? Because they were out of order, right? So what you saw in the alterations is what I originally had planned, what I thought it was gonna look like. But then I switched it up. Last minute, I switched it up, and thank God because it ended up looking so much better. So yeah. I don't even know what to say. I'm so happy she liked it. I'm so happy it turned out. And that's today. What was it, day 9? I don't even know. But the point is, I'm so excited. We have another costume coming up, my costume, and two more videos. Or three, two, but I think three including my costume. I can't count. But I hope you had a good time watching the video. Let me know what you think about how I went about filming it because I do have other sewing projects I want to do, but like I said, my camera space is not allowing me. So if you have any tips or suggestions, please let me know. And I will see you tomorrow. And thank you so much for tuning in today. Bye.